Hello, my name is Caroline Kihugu. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in case you're new here, karibu sana. I hope you're doing fine this 2021. We all know 2020 wasn't the easiest year, but we thank God we are alive today, and it is the most precious thing we will ever get, life. And there are things I learned from 2020 that I would maybe wish to share some of them, and maybe we would learn from each other. One thing I learned from 2020 is, or maybe throughout my life, is always trust in the Lord. He's the finisher of everything. And if He created you with every piece, every part of you, what can't He do for us? You know, so many times we would complain a lot, something is not working, something is not, but we forget that the Lord has the reason for everything. And He says when things are right and when things are wrong, we should thank Him for that, and we forget to thank Him when things are bad. For example, 2020 have been a tough year for most of us. Some of us lost our loved ones, maybe from corona, from cancer, from many other diseases. And we have been crying, asking God why. And sometimes we forget that God has the reason for everything. I know it is the most painful thing, losing a loved one, but sometimes we forget to thank Him for even their lives, for the days they lived, because He knew when He created us, He knew that we had a mission to accomplish, and when our mission is over, then He will come for us. Wow, that is emotional. Something else I learned is patience. You see, most of us young people are too impatient. We want to be successful overnight. We don't want to go through the process of waiting, working hard, burning the midnight oil. We want to do something, but we want the results like today. And I feel like patience is one of the key things. If you trust in God and be patient and work hard, nothing is impossible. In God's own time, He will make things beautiful. You see, when we work hard, even God Himself says that a lazy person should not eat, so should not be given food to eat. So if you work hard, you are patient, and you trust in the Lord, I'm sure you'll never go hungry. And it's all our prayer, by the way. If it's not your prayer, it's my prayer. 2021 and the years to come, if I don't get all the things I dream of, at least God never let me go hungry for a day. That will be my biggest prayer, by the way. Or maybe let my house get locked because I don't have house rent. Those are the two things that I would pray for. Health, actually dream. Health, good health, food on my table, and maybe a house, shelter over my roof. Something else I learned from 2020 is that change is inevitable. Most of the time, change comes, we don't know when to close the last chapter and go to the next, and waste a lot of time, a lot of precious time, that if we recognize that it is time for change and moved on, we'll probably grasp the next opportunity. But well, everything takes time, like they say. So the moment you realize that it's time for change, please grab the opportunity and move on. I also learned that it's okay not to be okay. At some point in life, we get too low. We are on our lowest moment. I think 2020 has been one of the years where we are on our lowest. I've been low for some time, but now it's time to rise again. I got well. So at some point, it's okay not to be okay. And at that time, always learn something from it. How do you overcome fear? You know, most of the time, we get the opportunity, but we are too afraid to act. If you know me, you know how afraid I was, especially in the beginning of the year. At that point, it was at a time when I was starting off life. in a new chapter. And by then I was like very, very scared. I've never negotiated for a job. I've never, like, I wasn't so sure I wanted to do something. But the moment I realized that I'm afraid for things that didn't even exist, I'm afraid to even go face people, I'm afraid to like go tell people why we need to work with them, go tell people how we could solve their problems. At that point is when I realized that I'm becoming a slave to fear. And if you've known me at least for that year, I've tried. I'm not the same person. Okay, at some point I fear, but I'm not the same person I was in the beginning of the year. At least I know that even if I go out there and not get the job, or maybe not get what I wanted, or maybe not get the point home, but at least I tried. I feel happy. I feel nice. I feel like I've overcome one of the biggest challenges, fear. It has always been my biggest problem, but I feel like I'm overcoming it, and step by step I'm doing it, and I feel like God has been great for me. And somebody once told me that, it was a lady, she once told me that whenever you are afraid to even ask for something, why don't you ask for yourself, what do you want? Why are you even doing it? What is the outcome? What are you expecting? It's either going to be a yes, a no, or a wait. So what are you going to lose? Nothing. If they said yes, you have a job. They said no, no, why? And maybe better yourself. If they said wait, keep praying hard for it, that they maybe see your point. So fear has been my weakest point, but 2020 has been one year that I'm working so hard. I've worked so hard to overcome fear. And whenever a chance is brought by and I feel afraid, I thank God that the chance is there first. I ask myself the question, what is the possible outcome? I will either get the job or not, or maybe they ask me to wait. So they never beat me up, so why am I scared? Another thing is controlling your emotions. How do you control your emotions? Most of us don't know how to like control our emotions. We don't know how to deal with the emotions. Whenever a challenge is posed to you, whenever you're too excited, how do you deal with it? It's a challenge that most of us don't know how to deal with our emotions. And on that, I've been reading some books on emotions, controlling emotions. I've also like been listening to people, maybe on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere else, TV, everywhere. As long as I'm learning to control my emotions. And the funniest thing that is that when you are sad, when you are too excited, it would even show on your face. When you have not been in a position to like solve controlling your emotions, especially sadness, you find that sometimes you tend to age a lot. And that happens to me most of the time. If I've not been controlling my emotions for some time, my face looks a bit older than when I've been in a position to manage it. Because you can hide, you can like hide it from everybody else, but you can never hide it from yourself. When you cannot hide it from yourself, it starts showing off, and other people can see that you're not okay. And especially if you're not sleeping well, it always shows around your eyes. For me, I even get a bit darker when I'm not in a position to solve. Okay, when I'm too bothered, I feel like I get darker, I get it's a process. We are learning, and I'm still learning. And at some point, I feel like I'm trying to manage my emotions. I'm trying to like control some of the things. It's my prayer that I will know the difference between the things I cannot change and the things that I can change, and the courage to change the things I can change, and be wise enough to know the difference. Thank you for listening. Also, kindly add some of the things you learned from 2020 and some things that you would wish to bring along to 2021 and work on yourself on 2020 in 2021. Thank you. Kindly comment below. Let's learn from each other, and may 2021 be a year to change the things you can change and to accept the things you cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thank you. Kindly subscribe if you're new here. Thank you if you're already a subscriber. Thank you for the support. Bye. Love you.